Sorry, we're into watching TikTok videos here.
Yeah, I've got my little pal here, Jamie Lee. Say hello, Jamie Lee. It's not a fucking pal.
Welcome to the show, folks. Hope you're all doing well.
I love that.
Oh, I've seen them before, mate.
Oh.
Fucking, she's look, what do you call it? Shankle TikTok celebrity.
I hadn't seen this for a while, and then it popped into my head, and I went and watched it, and it was just brilliant. It was just a wee glorious
Makes
moment.
you laugh.
It's the sellotape guy.
Do you ever remember the guy Kai, the Hatchet Man?
No.
Fucking, we'll see. We'll pull this up. Kai, fucking. He fucking some header crashed the car or something. We'll see.
Oh, why? Yeah, I did see
Right?
this. Fucking hell.
I'm one of the heroes. Yeah. Can we talk? Do you mind?
Turn up a wee bit.
What happened today? Went straight out of Dogtown, skateboarding, surfing it up. Before I say anything else, I want to say no matter what you've done, you deserve respect. Even if you make mistakes, you love
He's charismatic as fuck, isn't he?
Oh, aye, he's so nice.
Right? Aye, you think that?
And then it just... But
There's a Netflix documentary out now about him because he went to jail for this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it a watch here.
And he comes over on
We
there.
hear him. He's like,
He was over by the recycling center. He says, "Oh, when I was in the Virgin Islands, 30 years old on a business trip, I saw this 14-year-old." I was like, "You what?"
Aye, fast forward a wee bit.
He starts crying, gives me a big hug. He's like 300-pound guy. He's around here. Can I hop on out? And so I grabbed the bag. I threw it over by that pole right there. And then buddy gets out, and these two women are trying to help him. He runs up and he grabs one of them, man. Like a guy that big can snap a woman's neck like a pencil stick. He ran up behind him with a hatchet. Smash!
Smash! Smash!
Yeah.
The lady said you saved her life.
She was the one who got grabbed by that fucker. You know what? Is cool. That guy ain't. Shit.
How'd you get in his
Do you know
car?
what? Cunt's a fanny. That ain't a fanny. That doesn't make sense. Fuck's cool. That's hilarious. Right now, here, type in fucking...
Sorry, hold on a minute. Have we actually started the show, or
Aye.
is this just you Google searching the fuck out of everything
No,
here?
we started the show.
Right, okay.
Did you not hear me say
Yes,
welcome to the show? We're
I
watching
have
Jamie Lee
seen
videos.
that, but
We see
that's-
documentary. They'll probably be on YouTube, the trailer.
Well, good thing I was hitchhiking. Yeah, people say don't hitchhike. Well, this is what happens. Was yeah, well.
Oh, hatchet. Hatchet.
Before we watch this, did you watch the one about fucking people molesting employees?
Nah, it's not on the UK Netflix. So I sat down.
Since when has that ever been a
I
problem?
know. I sat down on Saturday night and was like, right, couple of hours here, fucking before I go to bed. Made time and all for myself after the stream. And I was like, go and sit and watch this. And I went on, and then I was just like, hold on, must be something wrong here. And every time I type the name in, it says not on. And then I was like, oh, fuck. So I Googled it, and it's only out in American Eye. So I needed to get it on the Fire Stick. I ended up watching fucking Ozark again. Have you watched Ozark?
Watch the first season of it,
I'm
and then
back
forgot to
balls deep in it.
go
like.
back and watch it. So what's this then? This is a trailer about what
Kai,
happened to him.
Aye.
Hitchhiking hatchet hero.
This dude went from this heroic, beautiful person to wanted for murder.
An absolute bizarre scene here in West Fresno. A man plows his car into
Smash!
a PG&E worker, pinning him against his truck.
Two women are trying to
It's
help
fucking
him.
brilliant.
He runs up and he grabs one of them, man. So I ran up behind him with a hatchet. Smash! Smash! Smash!
Mate, there's that there.
I know, but like he has admitted that he just smashed someone's head in.
I know.
Everyone around the world wanted a piece of this kid.
How do you know this guy?
The internet, man.
Is that really you?
How did it make you feel though being this viral
Looks good there, don't
I'm
he?
not a virus.
Well,
I'm Kai.
he's probably made a few quid and cleaned himself up a bit.
Not homeless people.
I'm not a
There's
virus.
something funny about him and kind of cute and
I was-
sweet and innocent.
He has such an endearing quality. There's so much charisma.
Before I say anything else, I want to say no matter what you've done, you deserve respect. Even if you make mistakes, you're worthwhile.
He's got.
Unless you hurt a woman.
Someone, you better know who you glorify.
Kai, the hatchet-wielding hitchhiker, he's been
This is where it
arrested
gets
for allegedly
dark.
taking the life of a man in New Jersey.
There was no forced entry, but under the computer is a phone number with the name Lawrence Kai. Made you stop and think, could he be responsible for something like this?
Part of me wondered what actually happened that day in Fresno. Was this him being the hero or not?
Smash!
Hitting somebody in the head with a hatchet 3 times, blunt side or not, is violent.
Smash!
When it comes to a certain situation of pressure, you either become a diamond or you get crushed.
So turns out he's not Mr.
Well, not necessarily. It's obviously leading you into that for purposes of getting people to go and watch it.
I know. I remember that video, mate. That was like I blew
Oh
up,
yeah,
like viral. Like.
That was funny, but again, what do you do in that situation? You gonna smash? You gonna run?
Smash!
Organizes works.
Have I got a guess? Fucking adverts on YouTube.
Mate, we should sample that.
I can't believe you've just started this show watching YouTube videos.
Smash! Oh, that's pointless.
No,
fucking.
we're not the Hulk.
Hulk smash! Fucking wild. But I go ahead, Earl Kai. Fucking the hatchet wielding hitchhiker documentary on Netflix. So let's give it a blast and report back.
See, you saying that smash and all right. I was thinking this during the week. You know, Little John, the rapper. Well, I say that very, very loosely based. Like, that guy's loaded, and he literally just shouts words. Like, he doesn't really rap or anything. He just goes, "Yeah, one time."
I'm not familiar actually. With
Have you
him,
never heard Little John?
No.
He's literally just this guy. Get crunk. That's it. He just yells stuff in the back of rap videos, and he's a fucking millionaire.
Madness, isn't it?
Little John, like, he's like a one-shot hit maker. You can make a sample pack out of him going, yeah. No, I don't think he's done that. Jesus Christ Almighty, Sergey.
Is that who made that sample?
No.
Do you remember Afro Man?
Because I got high.
No, but do you know Afro Man? He got scooped for like prostitution or something, or prostitution. They raided his house, prostitution and narcotics smuggling.
Yeah.
And he released the song.
We'll
see this video, mate. It's fucking hilarious.
I actually watched a really interesting documentary about the song Because I Got High, and what happened to him and how that song came about and all that there. And it was pretty much he was writing it for ages, and it wasn't even that he was writing a song. He just loved getting high, and then he would forget to do stuff and then write it down because he thinks it's funny.
Yeah.
And then he's like, yeah, take it. So then he recorded it and sold it in like a wee local record shop, and it's like selling 10 copies here and 20 copies there or whatever. And then it started picking up in the local area, and everybody thought it was a funny wee song. And then it got picked up by an A&R guy from some big record label, and they brought him in, and that composed of 7 tracks, he said. It's like 4 vocal tracks, 1 kick, 1 bass, and a wee bit of percussion. That was it. And he made an absolute fortune touring the world telling people about smoking weed when weed was still very illegal. But the thing that the record company got round it, because everybody was like, no, you can't be playing that on the radio, was like, but we're not endorsing marijuana. The entire song is giving you a long list of reasons why you probably shouldn't smoke weed, as opposed to saying, yeah, go out and get high. And that's how they then sidestepped all the red tapes. Like, this isn't a song about smoking weed, even though it's all funny and happy and whatever.
It is literally about just being a lazy cunt.
Yeah.
we listen to this shit, mate. So he got his house raided. Afro Man, national treasure.
I'm not watching 6 minutes of this.
No, that's right. Just watch the first 5 minutes. There's him raiding his house. Look at the fucking peelers, miss. Just watch the first minute. Like,
if you're just joining us
go
now,
and watch it.
Welcome to fucking Watch Along with Dave and Jason.
It's called Will You Help Me Repair My Door, Afro Man.
Oh, is this a song he's made? Right. Right, okay. So for anybody that's just listening to this is a video of his house getting raided as a music video to the song that he's obviously singing.
Look at that peeler, he's pointing, he's like, Goddamn Stuart, I thought I was come down here to get some narcotics out of this motherfucking house. I get down here, there ain't even a fucking skin of paper for the roller joint, motherfucker.
Whoa. Give me some of your energy, please. I would love a bit of
That's
that.
how Peter's just like, fuck's policeman, if you're not from here. He's like,
You've already
fuck's
clarified that.
sake. I'm going to have to keep doing it.
Why?
Because I'm sure there's new people joining each week.
That's alright then. They can go back and listen to the old shows.
The numbers would say new people are joining, just not on YouTube, you pricks. Watch it on YouTube.
I'm not going to slap her like I don't watch nothing on YouTube. I listen to all my podcasts and Spotify.
I know. That's it. That's how you do it. Fuck's sake.
So what's your crack?
Fuck
Do you want to have a conversation, or do you want to show me any more videos?
There's a good porno I seen.
How did I know you for saying that?
I know, all good, mate. It's been a fucking crazy week, hasn't it?
Do you know what actually popped up on my Facebook memories from 10 years ago when we went up and played in, is it Ballyclare? Ballymena.
The tractor.
Yeah. So for all you listeners and viewers, 10 years ago when we were just starting out, we got booked for a gig up in the country, like proper country, and Sergey's dad very generously offered to give us a lift up the road because it's before you drove, and I had a couple of beers and sat in the back of the car slobbering, being like, all these country bumpkins, hey, see if any of them fucking talk to me, I just don't know what I'm gonna do, hey.
And we kept saying about like, look at him, this tractor and all.
Brum, fucking tractor over, take that tractor. So after about an hour in the car of me sitting doing this, we get out. They directed us over to where we had to go and get set up for the night, and some guy wheeled up beside us.
Because I brought my DAX up. Remember the Pioneer 1000s? They didn't have DAX up or this gig that we were booked to play.
Well, that's right.
We don't have DAX. Because we want to play a gig. We'll bring a DAX.
Yeah. We'll do anything. Please let us play. It was a fucking lovely wee bar. Too.
It was alright.
It was
it's
literally
not
just
down
in the back hole of nowhere. Like if you had that in Belfast, that would have been fucking class.
It was a beautiful spot.
It was
money laundering, like. Because there was no one going there. It would take you fucking 15
Even
quid.
the VIP
no matter
area and all was fucking awesome.
No
Not
matter.
that you needed it.
No fuck. There was 10 people in the place.
But the first guy that came up to us when we were setting up the decks had a tractor Pioneer controller or whatever it is.
I don't know.
Whatever.
I think it is. But,
it's not Pioneer, but whatever. But he happened to be from the country and just walked up and goes, "Excuse me, sir, you wouldn't know where to plug this tractor in, would you?"
We just looked
and
at each other and
burst out
fell
laughing
apart, like.
and just walked away and was like, "I can't deal with this." I literally just no. And then the guy thought I was an ignorant prick because I just laughed at him and walked off.
I didn't know the context, but
no,
that's
not
the
at
way.
all.
And I wasn't explaining it to him.
I had a good wee giggle when I was reading that this morning, going, "Jesus, that was good fun." That was back when we were fucking cutting our teeth and still learning how to mix together. Not like learning how to mix, but learning how your style and my style would
intertwine,
come together to be the shite that it is today.
Fucking stupid CDs and all. I'm carrying CDs about me.
I remember fighting with you because I didn't want to let go of the CDs, and you were like, USBs, and I was like, no, CDs, and then some cunt stole my CD case in Bangor, and that was it.
You had no choice. You weren't
burning
I
wasn't going back. Well, the reason I didn't go back is because I had no CD burner. It was broken my computer. I was like, no, fuck that.
I know, fuck. Remember them days, mate, carrying that. And then, you have other people like LED telling you, mate, I used to have to get on a plane with a record box.
Yeah.
Fuck that. Like,
no.
Get the fuck.
Is that luggage? No, it is vinyls.
And I mean,
imagine some fucker threw it onto the plane or something, and then you opened it and all your vinyls are
smashed. That's people did employ people to carry their vinyl. Like, well, it was a fucking
Colombian cartels just strapping records to people.
Did you see her going mad down there to fucking scoop the El Chapo's son? Remember the last time they scooped him, then they let him go because they didn't get him out of the area in time?
No.
They scooped him straight onto a plane.
See, as interesting as it is, I genuinely don't know what's going on in the world anymore. I've decided to take a back seat and not giving a fuck about what's happening anywhere else other than my little circle. And the only reason that I'm doing that is not because I'm an inconsiderate fuck. It's because there is nothing that I can do about any outcome that has happened.
Oh, I just think it's funny.
See, when you listen to so much news and negative shit, it just is draining. So like, nah, fuck that. See, unless it is outside of my need to know basis, I don't care.
No.
So
you don't care about El Chapo's son getting scooped?
No.
You think I do?
Couldn't care.
We mate, they got him straight on a plane, straight out. Away he went. But now they're at war, mate. Like The fucking Mexico's at war.
Jesus, are they?
Cartels against the cops.
Do you want to?
It's just like back in the day over here, mate. Seeing they tried to come in scooping like a top fucking UVF man or something. The whole area just empty. Fucking, it was just a fucking rat. You're not getting them.
No.
And if you do get him in your wagon, you're not getting out of the area with him in your wagon. Then they would have just let him go.
But that's it. That's why I like. Sure, it was like Pablo Escobar giving all the money to everybody in Medellin.
See, they're still digging up his money. People are still digging up Escobar's money for, what was that, 40 years?
So much money, mate.
I know, but you get in that stage, you have that money. You
never watch all the documentaries and all, and people go hunting for it, and they go to like half-built mansions that he had out in the middle of the sea that are just run down from being battered by bad weather and oceans. And there's just like proper wee hidey holes built above what would have been a wardrobe and all. Or like they'll go into some woman's house and it's like, look, love, we know that you bought Pablo Escobar's old flat. Can we have a look? It's like, yeah. And then they found like a wee fucking hidden compartment behind her shoes, and she didn't know. I was like, what the fuck is this?
Fucking thousands of
like,
dollars.
We want to smash your wall in, and then we want to go and have a look in that hole after. But yeah, they had to pay her a considerable amount of money because they wanted to destroy her property.
You say,
and when they get in there was
go 50-50.
Nothing.
Say it was nothing. No.
But it's mad the fact that there was
so much cash lying about, like it was coming in the fucking skip food, like didn't know what to do with.
He spent $1 million a year on elastic bands for his money. Like that's like that. Whenever people say you'd more money than you know what to do with, when you can spend $1 million on elastic bands to wrap up all the other millions you have, that's fucking scary money.
And back then, like there was none of us here fucking card machine bollocks and all. Everything was coming in and
but
cash.
see having all that cash.
Drug dealers now have card machines, like.
No, fuck that.
They have the fucking PayPal handheld things on.
Why would you want a fucking paper trail?
I don't know, mate.
Your accountant doing your here. Did you declare that bag of weed on your taxes? Did you?
But I mean, you just put it in as this fucking oil painting. Where'd you get? I sell oil paintings.
You seem to have sold an awful lot of oil paintings. But you seem to sell a lot of paintings, but you don't seem to buy much fucking paint. Our paintbrushes.
All I see is fucking bags of the fresh garbage.
Yeah,
what's that?
That's it. It's like, I'm one of those like fucking interpretive artists. Nah. Fuck that, that'd be nuts though.
Madness, mate, but
see, I don't care about it happening at the time, but I love watching documentaries about it all happening because it's kind of like binging a series that's finished. It's like, I don't have to wait for the next season to come out. I can just find out
what's
everything that happened in this mad cunt's life in the next hour and a half, and then you go.
Well, that's it, mate. Documentaries.
Do you want to pull up the news report, sure, and we'll watch all the things about El Chapo's son getting arrested and all?
Mate, I'm sure there's a live video now. Mate, they were shooting at fucking no planes taking off in the airport because they didn't know what one he was on, but they were shooting at them. Passenger planes. Fucking 50 cals. Fucking crazy, mate. But see, anything that happens these days, mate, you see it live, like.
Aye, but see that as well. The day, like, you would think for social media and all, like, I know El Chapo and all is famous and whatever, but no one's going to be more famous than Escobar.
No, mate, he was worth
like
50.
He was the original fucking let's take things to a completely different stratosphere, let alone level.
50 billion he was worth,
everybody's
and
like, I want to be Pablo. It's like, no one wants to be wee fucking Jaunty from down the road selling his 9 bars a week.
50 billion he was worth, and as we just alluded to there, mate, there was none of us fucking going into your bank account card transactions.
Yeah.
So he had 50 billion cash knocking about somewhere.
Yeah.
Fucking hell, like.
Do you know it's the law of Colombia, though, that if you find it, it's like finders keepers, if you find Pablo's missing millions in your property, it's yours.
Oh, I would like to think so, like.
Because it used to be whatever the government would have took it back because it was obviously
it's the same with like fucking
profit from drugs, but then
bombs
they were like,
and all that shit.
Aye.
If it's on your property, but if it's like obviously if you find it on the government, like what would you call it, national property or fucking countries, what would you call it?
No, I just want to see you being
I
here for a minute.
I can't think of what you would call it.
Let's watch you struggle for a word. What are you trying to explain?
So
what
if
is
you
it, boy?
find it on
the lassie fall down the well?
National land, would it be called that?
There's definitely land owned by the government or the council.
Like normal land, it's fucking owned. It's not owned. It's not privately owned.
Yeah, so if you find something that's on public land,
There you go. So if it was on,
then
if you find it on public
it's
land,
owned by
even
the state, and you get a finder's fee of 10%.
even though you find it,
Yeah, so you get a finder's fee, but that has to go to them. If you find anything on your private property, then it is your. Well, no, this is where it gets nitty gritty because I love watching treasure hunting.
Have you seen your man Boneyard? Fucking the man in Alaska that does the Boneyard.
No.
So he owns this land. He was on Rogan there on St. Rogies, and he fucking mate. He's pulled out like 10,000 different skeletons in a 5-acre plot.
Right. Okay.
And he hasn't even scratched the surface. But they were finding like American lands and all. They didn't think American lands lived that far, mate. But as he's saying, he just keeps them all. And he doesn't like. He's sent some stuff away, to be like time stamped of when it was and all that. But all they're doing is, mate, it's like a cliff thing they've dug down to, and they're using the hose, and they're going, there's a skull, there's a fucking
I've
this.
seen that there. It's more where the froze or the meltwater's coming away from the ice.
The permafrost.
Yes, that's.
So he's like, he said, but that's what he said. He's like, see if this was on public land.
Yeah.
He says you're fucked, like, where he has a collection now of bones that are worth something like 300 million.
See, different states differ as well. Because I watch, it's called, or the Curse of Oak Island is called, but it's about these brothers here searching for treasure on an island called Oak Island. But I find it fascinating because it's not one of these random daft treasure hunts where they're like, oh fuck, like they are finding stuff where stuff should be found that shouldn't be there. Given the times. They're using actual clues that have been wrote down from ship's logs to direct them. They're not just going gung ho at this and trying to make a TV like documentary.
Yes.
Unless you were properly into like watching stuff and hoping to find it, it's maybe not your cup of tea kind of thing. But they found in a bog marshland a road dating back to like 1500 or something. But they think it was built by the Portuguese. But when they were doing the archaeology work on it, they found pottery from a group called the Enigma people, who were the original settlers of the area.
Yeah.
And that shut them down completely because even though they've bought all the plots of the island, so they own the island, because they found pottery belonging to the original natives of the area, then they had to stop digging immediately because the law states anything of origin of the first people. It needs to go through the council of the first people, whether they're happy for you to dig on their ancestral
site. Yeah.
And you're like, right, okay, so that's a bit mad. But then whenever they want to dig certain places, so they've started mining now. They've dug all their boreholes. They're pretty confident, right, after 10 years, we're going to dig and go down into the ground. And they got the permits from the government, and then they redacted the permits, or retracted them, because they were under the impression that they were going down, or they'd put the application that they were going down to fix an old mine shaft, but the government now deems it that they are digging a brand new mine, even though it's already a shaft that's there that they're repurposing.
Yeah.
So the government were like, no, even though it's your land and you're digging downwards, we're not letting you do it.
Madness.
See when you get to the ocean, mate, that's even fucking madder.
See your man Boneyard thing, that's what he said. He's like, he had friends that come across a human skeleton. Now the human skeleton could have been fucking 10,000 years old.
Yeah.
Mate, shut down. Sick. So, and he was saying, have you ever found humans? And he's like, not saying anything.
Yeah.
He has. He's just not saying a fucking thing.
Then people are going to come and knock your door.
It gets shut down. But see what he said. He see all the stuff that there's this. What he seems to think was all these bones that died a mass extinction, and then they've been died in the upstream in the river. They've all washed down and stayed there.
Yeah.
And most of it dates back to like 12,000 years ago.
But then the ancient Dras impact theory.
Yep. Fucking. What do you call him? Randall Carlson and fucking thing.
I can't remember what your guy's name is.
Graham Hancock.
Graham Hancock. He has a great documentary called Ancient Apocalypse.
Yeah. Well, that's what he's he's on about that. No, he's on about that. But then your mom was like, and then once he was doing the interview, everyone started going, "Oh, that's about the same what they're saying." He's going,
but it does make sense.
Well, it does, doesn't it? I agree.
And the fact as well that they were ridiculed in their field for 20, 30 years, saying, you are just a bunch of fucking mumbo-jumbo hippies. And now the science, because our technology is advanced, is now starting to back up the facts, but there's too many people wrapped up in their own theories now.
Aye,
They're too far down the line that they can change their mind. Do you know what I
know.
mean? It's like trying to change an old person's mind on current trends. They're set in their ways, and that's
Like you.
that.
Change your mind on TikTok. No.
Well, no.
I'm too old for
It's
that.
not even that. I just find it stupid. as fuck.
It is, mate. It's a
See,
stupid
speaking
word.
of that,
like.
mate, I was on the fucking bus the other day, right? And there was two wee girls doing some, like, whenever I say wee girls, I'm talking about maybe 14, 15. And they were doing some sort of TikTok dance, but it looked very sexualized because they were rubbing each other on themselves. Now, this was a packed out fucking mid-afternoon going home from work bus that these two dicks had taken a seat while we were all standing up. And they're sitting grinding on each other doing TikTok videos. Like, I actually hope this bus crashes and the pair you go out that fucking window, you cocks. Like, keep that to your fucking private rooms. Don't be doing that on the fucking bus when we're all going home and we can't even sit down because dickheads like you are fucking taking the seats.
You'll just fight with them if you had to sit down.
No. I wouldn't fight with nobody on TransLink, mate. I'm a fucking wee angel now.
Fuck's sake. You're an angel now.
I am. I haven't had any since I started working from home. I've had no issues with TransLink, mate. It's
I'd
been
like
fantastic.
to think so. Fuck's sake.
Do you know what was another fantastic documentary I watched? Branson, it's called. It was about Richard Branson's life and just how he started from a record label to going into space and all the shit in between.
Everything he's done, trains and fucking.
Do you know why he was called Virgin? Like Virgin Megastores or Virgin whatever?
I'm going to guess he was a virgin.
That's pretty much it. They were sitting in a meeting room when they were 16, and him and 4 other girls were like, we should call it Virgin because we're all virgins and we're also virgin in this music world. And they're like, okay. And that was it. And then they branded everything because it worked, because they had no idea about any businesses and just thought, yeah, fuck it, let's go for it. And then everything they opened, whenever it was their first thing, it was like Virgin Trains or Virgin Cola or Virgin Flights or Virgin this. You're like, that's actually nuts.
It is, me. It's mad, isn't it? Didn't know. I'd never ever thought about it. Once you said their guess, it's the only reasonable answer. Like,
but see, watching all this shit and all like that he done for the balloons. Like, he's very honest. I thought he might have been a bit of an oddball, but like he openly says all the shit that I done flying over places in balloons and trying to set speed records in boats and doing stuff. The only reason I did that was because it was good publicity for my company. And there's one point that I just thought,
marketing.
Let's just do lots of stupid stuff and people will be like, who are these guys? And it just gets us free publicity because they've no money.
That's it. Yeah, that's it. Smart marketing, whereas no one else was doing that type of shit.
Yeah, and people just thought he was some eccentric fucking business guy, and really, because that's what a lot of people said, that whenever he went in the business meetings and all, he would be very, not shy, but he would sort of stammer as well. Yes, sorry about that. But very gentle the way he spoke to people, but sort of come across
not
this
your
sort
typical
of
successful CEO,
lovable geek kind of guy. But then whenever he came out, the stammering all stopped, and the guys were like, that's because he knew that people would be more endearing towards him and buy into him more. And it's like, you smart boss. Like, he's ruthless because he knows he doesn't have to go in and slam tables and fucking demand results. He can do the opposite and go in and act like this.
Made a happy workforce is a fucking going on. Did you see the one with your man in America? This was a couple of years ago. He decided he was raising all of them. I don't know what the business one he does. He just decided, but it wasn't like a highly skilled job.
Yeah.
But everyone in this business was getting 70 grand a year. That was it. Now, do you know what I mean? That was taking them, and like most people say once you make like 70 grand a year, you're happy. Once you hit 100 grand a year, anything after that doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
So he started paying all his employees.
You have $1 billion in your bank and come back and tell me that doesn't matter.
But it does. Grand. It doesn't make really a difference. Yes, you can get a private jet.
But it's
you can get things like that.
Still
but
do the same things. Yeah,
it's the same. Like if you're making 100 grand, you can still stay in the best hotels.
Yeah,
you can still. You know what I mean? But here he was, right? No sweat. Everyone. I'm cutting my wages down as a CEO, and I'm making sure everyone in this company gets paid 70 grand a year flat. That's it. Boom. Obviously, all the employees were like fucking happy days. But then there was all these news articles that showed you in this clip saying socialism gone wrong and all this is going to be a disaster. This is one way to bankrupt your company.
Yeah.
And then the video went till like fucking 7 years later or something. And his company is absolutely booming. Every single person that worked there that day is still there.
And they don't want to leave.
And they'll go above and beyond for him.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, he's looking after them. You know yourself, mate. See, if you think you're being looked after, you'll you'll go that wee extra fucking mile. You'll go that wee extra.
You go to bat for somebody.
That's it.
I actually seen a fascinating bit of information the other day. Back in medieval times, medieval peasants or slaves they only had to work 150 days a year because the king and the monarchy or the nobleman believed that a happy workforce would get you better productivity. And then I thought, I work more days than a fucking medieval peasant. That's where we are now in life.
I seen one, people were sharing about, him, Henry Ford, who made the 5-day work week and 40 hours a week, and everyone was going fucking dickhead and all.
It's like that wasn't
no,
like that beforehand.
No, before that,
today.
Before that, you were working fucking 15 hours a day.
Yep. You were staying there to get the fucking job done.
That's it. Until that car's built, you're not going home. Simple as that. Fuck's sake.
I still have to do that, my job. Fuck's sake.
That's it. Well, this year, mate, it's all changing. Hopefully.
Fucking better be.
Good times roll.
It is.
What was your fucking... Let's think back to last year. What was your favourite track?
Well, given my knowledge that I demonstrated I actually wanted to clear this up as well, because I looked like a bit of a dick on the last show when I was like, yeah, we're going to release a tune a month. And you were like, nah, it was only like 6. Let me correct that by saying I made a tune a month.
I also said that.
You didn't?
I did. I said, no, we made about 12 tunes, but we've only released 6.
You must have just thought that.
Well, no, I'm telling you.
Because I listened to it and was like, I sounded like an absolute moron there.
Do you want to do a bet?
No.
I'm telling you, I said that, mate. I says, no, we made a shitload. We made like 12.
Well, that's that point clarified. That's why I'm happy in my head now. So, my favourite tune from last year.
No, it doesn't have to be ours, mate. I'm on about anyone in general.
Fuck. I couldn't even tell you any music from last year.
I think it has to be Too Hot or Too Cold, fucking Ruler.
Ruler and Sigmo did an awful lot of good tunes.
They did.
Last year, they're catchy wee numbers.
I think they were the winners of last year. I know we knew them because we were firmly set in the scene.
Yeah.
But I think last year fucking blew them and up the...
100%. Even casual listeners enjoy their music because it's fun.
Man, even like we played like fucking Yes and all. We have played tunes like that for years, and they've always been catchy. But this year they've really found that style and homed it into where it's bouncy, it's fun, it's not really too tough.
And everything's like 2.5 minutes.
Short and sweet, bump, bump, bump,
yep.
Bump, bump, bump. I think I think in our sets, I think we played that every single time, like.
Yeah, for a good few months.
Yeah. From it was released, like easy, like.
I really don't like. As I was saying to you before we came on the show, I've actually stopped listening to music now and just kind of trying to educate myself on other things in life and listen to podcasts about all sorts of stuff and just try and do that, because at the end of the day I spend enough time studying music, either making it or A&R and any promos we get, they're going through tunes for DJing.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot.
It is a job. That's it. The music I listen to day to day is nothing. It's not hardstyle. Like if I'm listening to music, it's fucking rock and roll, like Arctic Monkeys and all. You know what I mean? It's not like older. It's older songs that I know really well.
Well, that's it. I think I spent a lot of my last year listening to older stuff. Like I definitely rinsed Linkin Park's Hybrid Theory album a good few times because that's a fucking smasher. Limp Bizkit, Chocolate Starfish and Hot Dog Flavored Water, another absolutely fucking great album. Marshall Mathers LP.
Never get old.
No.
I'm sick of it again now.
Fucking, what the fuck was that? Sorry, I thought I seen something at the corner of my eye there and thought there was something. Maybe this is me slowly starting to fucking go mad.
Alzheimer's.
Dre 2001.
Yeah,
that was another album. Fucking bit to Kid Rock. Didn't really like albums of Kid Rock. It was just tunes. Loved a bit of Blink 182. Blink 182 was the shit.
Mate, I was a fucking full Dido lover, mate. I fucking loved Dido when I was a kid.
Do you not mean dildo?
Dido, mate, fucking. I obviously became aware of her with a Eminem Stan song, and then fucking I got her album years ago. Went back in CD days, like fucking rinsed it, mate.
Really?
I fucking loved it. White
enough.
Flag and fucking all them.
Shit, you were really properly into Dido. then?
I listened to it all the time. Like I was see back like.
See now you're saying this. I think I remember you telling me.
Like FIFA 2003 or something, playing it in the fucking PlayStation 1 with Dido on the CD player.
They are two things that should never really combine. Like sitting. I don't think anybody in the world has ever sat and listened to Dido whilst playing FIFA.
Well, I'm 1 in 7 billion.
Is this why you're shit at FIFA?
1 in 7 billion.
Fucking hell.
I'll whoop your ass at FIFA, like.
Just like your sperm.
100%. I'll whoop you at FIFA, like.
Mate.
I can't wait till you have to run about with blonde hair.
No, I'll not be beaten at FIFA. I'll
you may get practicing, Will.
I don't need to get practicing. It's like muscle memory, mate. A game or two, and it'll be right back to where.
Not the new 23 one, mate. Fuck's it. You can't even pass a ball straight. You have to use 2 controllers to pass the fucking thing.
That's how shit you are, FIFA, mate. I had a bit.
Do you see that new game, the fucking zombie one, mate? Mate, with the Unreal Engine 5.
Oh, is this the not Day of the Dead?
It is something like that. The day before game. The day before.
Day before.
The day before it's called. It made it look, but it's
not
not
called Days Gone.
The day before I have wrote down here. I was going to bed, but it doesn't come out to March the 1st. But mate, it looks insane. Like, see that Unreal Engine 5.
Oh, yes, I have seen that there. Yeah.
See the fucking graphics, mate. The graphics are incredible. Like
that's the creators of Resident Evil.
Is that
make the Unreal Engine, because it started as Unreal Engine, and then the Resident Evil creators took their engine and made the RE engine off the back of that, which is just like that, but it's photorealistic graphics and shit. But it's nuts how class some of the graphics are now.
And they're only getting better. I see that one Call of Duty games.
Yeah.
I mean, Jack, like, see the hairs on their arms. See, because it's first person shooter, the hairs on their arms moving. It's like, what the fuck?
See, I am interested to see what that Horizon game's like. I really am into that whole thing. And
remember the one we watched here, The Last of Us? It's Monday.
I know. Oh, don't worry, mate. That's firmly on the calendar.
Looking forward to that. Like,
I played both games, mate. I'm definitely not going to miss the show coming out. Don't worry. We're fucking lacking a few things to watch, because everything that we would kind of watch is taking a 2-year hiatus. And you're just like, what the fuck are you supposed to do?
I know.
Everything said like Game of Thrones changed the game for that for everybody, because it was like no one ever done it, and it was shite. But like The Boys, great show, but that's not coming back for 2 years.
Is that the one from England, like the undercover?
No. This is superheroes.
No.
Mate, have you never seen The Boys? Mate, do you know what? It sounds shit.
Yeah.
But see, when you watch it, it doesn't even sound shit. It's just an interesting premise. So what the idea of The Boys is, it's like, it's mock superheroes. So they've got some guy who's obviously like a mix of Captain America and Superman. So that's his power. And they have one that's like fucking invisible guy. They've got some guy called Black Noir who's like Black Panther.
Yeah.
It's just a piss take of all the Marvel superheroes. They've got a guy who can run fast, and they've got a guy who likes having sex with fish. So what this is, they're called the Seven, but it just shows you what would happen, not like Marvel movies, what would happen if superheroes were in real life, and all the drama that happens behind the scene. And it's like they're sponsored by Coke and all, and they have to go and shoot these movies for Disney, but they're actually complete cunts in real life. But it's grim, like it's gory as fuck, but gory in a funny way. Like the first scene is some guy standing holding hands with his girlfriend, and she's just down the curb a bit from him because she's crossing the road, and as he goes to kiss her, she explodes, and you graphically see bits of her going everywhere in slow motion, because the guy who's like the Flash has ran through her, and this then sets him off wanting to get revenge on the superheroes.
Right.
And it all, but like, see some of the shit that happens in it, you're like, wow, I can't believe you put that on TV.
There is something called The Boys that is like a fucking crime. They're like gangsters or something, but in London, isn't it?
I think so.
Because that's what I was thinking. Like, there's two fellas and they're fucking are undercover cops or something.
I know. See,
that was the last thing I was expecting.
If you're looking something to watch and you're rewatching Ozark for the fucking sake of it.
No, I haven't rewatched. I haven't rewatched Ozark. I finish a season and then I leave it 6 months
Right,
and then go
okay.
on to the next one.
See, the Boys is based on a comic, right? But you know the way most things that are based on a comic, like in comics, you can show someone getting sliced in half, or you can show something extremely risque or fucking completely just, oh my god, I'm gonna be sick if that was a real life thing. But if it's drawn on a page, it's not bad.
Yeah.
They've taken all the mad shit from the comics and actually put them in real life, and you're like, wow. Like, there's a lot of sexual stuff in it as well, like for funnies. But even that, like, there's some guy can shrink himself down, that's his power, but he's considered like a B or a C-list celebrity superhero because he's not really that popular, so he's not promoted by the brand as much. So he likes going to this wee bar, and he has a mate who pays him to shrink down and run up his japsai and like tickle him on the inside of his jap or something like that. There, I can't remember. But then he's got a cold and he sneezes and fucking
Or know what it is?
goes back to normal size.
He's down for a
blows this
shake.
guy's dick off.
So he goes, go up my job and push it out. We throwback there.
But they show this all on TV, like this guy jumping straight up this guy's dick and running through it. You're like, wow, okay then. But yeah, mate, definitely check that out. It is a funny fucking TV program.
That's like funny stuff, mate, or serious.
But the story, it's the
only
story,
one...
and it's really good as well. It's not like, oh, this is just a bit of a laugh. Like, it's not. It is a comedy,
well written.
But there's a lot of drama in it as well, where you're like, oh shit, what the fuck's gonna happen to them here?
Yeah. I'll have to put that on the list. I always say, I mean, I never watch fucking anything. Like, Bar was going to sit down and watch the McDonald's prank shit.
We were going to watch that last week, and then we got Resident Evil 8, and I ended up playing that. And do you know what? That's a good game.
Is it?
It is.
I haven't played Resident Evil since the first ever Resident Evil. Like,
yeah, well, they're definitely a lot different.
I'm sure they are.
The Resident Evil 2 was my favourite. Like the original Resident Evil 2, that was... I do miss the shitty camera angles and all that there. Like, it's class now with graphics being good. The one fucking gripe I have about all Resident Evil games, and all games and all movies and anything of the fucking horror franchise, right? See, whenever... And this fucking goes to you people who make this shit, if you're actually listening to this, right? See, whenever you have... Oh, mate, this is something that fucking winds me up so much, and it spoils everything for me, right? Whether it's movies, games, TV programs, a lot. If you have some virus or some cult or some insert problem here that's taken over an entire civilization, brainwashed them, they're fucking zombies, they're werewolves, they're witches, whatever the fuck you want them to be. Right? Yeah, techno. And everybody is walking about under the influence of this same fucking thing, and they're all the same. But then you have one boss person who is no different than anybody else, but whenever they get injected, a 96-foot fucking monster with 17 wings and a big massive fucking dick pops out of them, and you're like, no. There is no way that you can morph the human body to do all that shit when it didn't happen to all lemons. And see, once that happens, I lose all interest.
As if it's real.
It's like, no, it's like,
fantasy.
Well, no, I can buy into certain things, but as I've said on this before, it has to be believable to a certain point.
Yeah.
That shit spoils it. Like, we were playing Resident Evil
Game of Thrones is the only one that I've watched where it is like fake. No, like where it's not. Partly the dragons sort of ruin it in the magic.
Right.
But I can't watch things that are like that.
Yeah.
I have to watch. Like, it's either a really serious like Homeland or Ozark or fucking Sons of Anarchy, Breaking Bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're the types of shows I like, right? And then. Or it has to be really funny.
Yeah.
I can get over that. But see stuff that are like make believe.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I can't get past
well,
it.
No,
like.
I can buy into stuff. Like, you know, I'm a big lover of Star Wars. And I can get behind that because if you let yourself believe, it's not too far-fetched. Like, you've got certain things like, oh, yeah, moving fucking objects.
They're well
written,
written, they're well done, yeah.
But whenever, like, I was in a boss fight with this woman who was a vampire, right? And I was like, right, okay, you're a vampire. I've killed your fucking daughters because they don't like sunlight. Sweet. I'm on board with this because that's what vampires do. You're sticking to the plot. Aces. Then you get to this bitch and you stab her with this like special knife And it's like, oh, fuck. You've really made me angry now. And then here comes this. It looked like a fucking Demogorgon from Stranger Things, but somebody had shot it up for about 10 years on steroids.
Like,
and
fucking,
you were like,
I just picture
why?
like a Final Fantasy fucking like white glow coming out.
I mean, it's
just
fucking
growing
ridiculous.
up.
Like she just comes out like it's a fucking cocoon or something, and she's a butterfly. Comes out as this big stupid monster, and you're like,
And at the start she's
I
talking,
don't want to fight
I
you now.
will kill you, and then she'll, I will kill you.
You're like,
What happened to your voice? Oh, I suppose, well, your vocal cords stretched because you grew 50 foot.
But
Fuck
like,
off.
it has saved itself because this hasn't been based on zombies. The whole thing is meant to be sort of scary werewolves and vampires and all that there. So I've kind of let myself get beyond that. She was the first boss, and after that, the games actually got fucking incredible. So I
Yeah.
took my words back.
Hypocrite.
Fuck, I hate it so much. It's like, no, because she's the only one as well. All
I know,
the other
but see in the
bosses
game,
haven't
you have
fucking
to
changed or all
you
that
have
shit.
to make it sort of like, I mean, just to see whenever like even in Mario, you got the fucking
But
Bowser,
before
and
she
he was
turned into a
fucking
monster, she was 8 foot tall and had big fucking razor fingers.
keep
or
her
about
like
8
that,
foot.
just harder to
Have
kill.
her chasing me or fucking like in an enclosed space where you can't run away or get away from her, and you have to just be cunning and fight. Don't turn it into some big fucking monster that's going to
Yeah.
crash the castle. No, fuck off.
I know Bowser was just a rapist at the end of the day.
Mate, at the end of the day, he
He was
started off
taking
just
her home.
fucking buckets at somebody. Going,
Bowser was just going home. Speaking of going home, do you ever remember the fucking Radio 1?
That you're about the end of the show there. Like, speaking of going home, that's it.
Do you ever remember that? Do you ever listen to Radio 1 back in the day and they done the Going Home song?
No.
Mate, I fucking rang up to do it, right? I rang up to do the Going Home song, and so it was like do 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 do.
Oh, wow, yes, I know the song.
So I every day going home I was going fucking I could do that, but I had this song made up I wanted to do, and it was, my name is Jason and I'm going home. My name is Jason, I'm picking my nose. My name is Jason, just flicked on the road. My name is Jason and I'm going home. So I was like, fucking right, I'm
How
going.
long have you been holding that in the bank for?
I
The
was
show,
like,
however
I was like, fucking right, I'm gonna phone up and do this here. Phoned up, and this, my friends, is what they ended up letting me do on the show.
Oh shit, did you actually get on?
Yes, but they wouldn't. Yeah, this is what happened, right? So I phoned up with this, and I told them I give them the full speech. This is what I want to do. This is my lyrics. Blah 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 blah.
Right.
And I'm gonna have to ping this through to you on Facebook because it's not letting me airdrop it.
It's alright.
So I was all business. I thought I had the best going home song no ever made.
Yeah.
And the fuckers, I'll just be honest, they fucking ruined it.
Why? Well, obviously you ruined it because you were.
No, they wouldn't let me do that.
Because you said picking your nose.
Wait here, this is what I had to do. They corrected me 3 times. Says, but now I got the laugh.
See, why do you fucking do this to me? And then I have to go and fix this shit.
Just turn your volume down.
That doesn't work.
Of course it will.
Does it? Sorry if anybody's ears get blown up here again.
He's a young farmer. We love the young farmers. He's also a plumbing apprentice.
Where?
Thank you, Jay. Now Jason from Belfast. Jason!
My name is Jason and I'm going home. My name is Jason and I'm from Belfast. My name is Jason and I'm going home.
That's all they'd let me do. They wouldn't let me say pick on the nose.
Jason's a DJ who loves his dance music. Thank you, Jason.
Wankers,
Thank you,
aren't
Jay.
Oh my.
Greg James and all head.
My good.
See,
God, man.
I was telling people, yo, I want to get this fella. Shout out Willie Kugels. He recorded it and put it on SoundCloud. That was 2013.
And I was going to say, you sound like a fucking baby.
It was 2013, but he recorded it because I told him this is what I'm going to say. It's going to be on the Going Home show. I recorded it yesterday so they do it the next day. And he was like, right, dead on. But nah, they didn't even let me do it. So see, whenever I done it, they were like, I was like,
my name is Jason and I'm going home. My name is Jason and I'm from Belfast.
I says, I picked my nose. And then they goes, right, see, once I've done that whole bit, they goes, right, do another one and say, my name is Jason and I'm from Belfast. And then I done that, and they took the first bit, the second bit, or the last bit, and then the long bit. They just edited it out. I was raging, man.
What? made you want to do that?
I wanted to be funny. I thought it would be funny saying the name is Jason and picking my nose. No way, you're sitting in the traffic and you're fucking picking your nose.
All the time, mate. I'm just sitting there and wiping it in the bus window.
No, I'm not. I'm in the car.
See, if I flick it, I hit somebody on the other side of the bus.
No, I wipe it under her seat. But dirty
It's not what I'm
bastards,
wiping
mate.
under the seats on buses, mate.
Cum rag.
Aye, pretty much. Got to keep yourself entertained some way.
Aye, watching them kids grind on themselves.
That's why I'm wiping it under the seat, mate.
Oh, fuck me.
I had a morbid thought last night before I went to bed. And it was that morbid of a thought that I needed to discuss it with somebody. And I went up to bed and Nicole was sleeping, so I woke her up to talk about it.
Well,
That's just like, is this what you've actually woke me up for? I was like, yep.
Right.
So,
enlighten us.
So we're not, just before we start
See,
the
before
premise,
you get going anywhere,
of course you're going to
there
interrupt
is
me.
nothing quite like putting a new coil in an e-cig.
Oh, no, there's definitely not.
Mate, it's fucking incredible. This tastes like smoking gold. Like,
does it?
It's pure magic.
It's been a while.
And it's not the DMT in it.
So, right. The
Continue.
premise here, before I get into it.
See, to be fair, but like if you ever... Write that down and we'll get back to it. What's your favourite colour?
Fucking black, like the colour of your eye. It's going to be in a minute. If you
The colour of your fucking soul.
Yeah, well, no, I'll take claim to that, definitely. So, right, the premise of this is we're not talking about a big life environment where they have fucking growing material for plants and sustaining life, right? The premise of this idea is you always see on TV and movies and all survival bunkers. Like, oh, I've got a survival bunker out the back and I can hold 50 people and I've got all the rations to last us for 10 whole years. Yeah, woohoo! Right? No one ever really discusses, like, people and all on the programs have families and shit. No, someone's fallen pregnant and all that there. And it's all lovely because that moves TV programs along at a nice pace, right? In real life, though, right? You would have to now, again, this is on the premise that you have a bunker that can take, say, 20 to 40, maybe 50 people, right? You don't have...
Let's round it off at 30.
Right.
For this story.
Abortion would have to be mandatory.
Why?
Because if you have done the math and you have the exact number of rations to last you plus X number of people that your bunker can hold for a specific amount of years... If you then start adding people into
where
that
you're
mix,
going, yes.
You run out of oxygen, you run out of supplies, you run out of water.
Right. The oxygen thing, I don't think they're feeding oxygen in it. I think it's probably there's a pipe going to the normal air.
If it's some sort of nuclear attack, then they can't be pumping outside air in.
Right. So we'll go with a nuclear attack, right?
Yeah.
I feel you. I wouldn't say abortion, like.
Well, not abortion, but it would have to be some sort of rule that you can't
just
be
chop
getting
a dicks
fucking
off.
pregnant.
Yes, I'm on board with that.
No, maybe I've worded it wrong, but that's it's
because in my mind I'm going. You need to be a doctor to do that shit.
Well, no, that leads me to my next point. If you don't have a doctor in your thing, the choice is you get killed.
Survival of the fittest.
And that's, but see, as morbid as it is, like, oh, you're a fucking mad cunt saying that. That's morbid. It's what a harsh reality would be. If you're plunged into some sort of thing like that, you're gonna have to make life decisions that are not the norm.
From the 1850s, but before that, there was there was people that had a fair idea of medical stuff, but the medical stuff wasn't that great back then. So from then, you know what I mean, it's only been like 100 years where there's actually been medicine. People survived.
But it wouldn't
it's different.
Be the rule for the full time.
The chances are you're probably not gonna. In that situation, you're probably not going to get cancer because you've stopped eating McDonald's.
Yeah.
It'll be broken legs and bollocks, heart attacks.
Stupid incidences that we something's dropped on you, whatever. But even that the longer you're down in your survival situation.
Right, everyone, gather around. I own this bunker. I would just like to let everyone know for the next 10 years there is to be no raiding at all. Fucking kill that cunt. Get the fuck, sir. Who do you think you are, Charlie Manson?
But that like it's things that people wouldn't think about. People would be all like, yeah, sweet.
I hear what you're saying, but the food then would start to go down. Although for the first 2 years,
the closer you get towards the end of it, then the rules could change because you're almost getting to a point where you could go out and
who would want to bring a child in that though, as well?
But mistakes happen.
My pull-out game's good.
I'm a prime example of that.
My pull-out game's good.
And what?
I'm just saying.
You say that and you've got 2 kids. not that
good. She has the thing in her arm. So it doesn't matter. Keep that in there. Or no, it's not. She has the coil in, so just keep that in there forever.
Heather's going to be ripping at you for saying that. Like, I'm not even fucking editing that out. Sorry,
fair.
Heather.
That's true.
So as morbid as it is, that's kind of what I would think would have to happen. And it's something that people are like, oh yeah, I'll just get a bunker. It's like, are you willing to make those kind of life decisions if you're in that situation?
What do you do about then if you get pregnant is the question. Because I'm sure the man would be like, nah, fuck this shit. Like,
but that's what I mean. It's
everyone would become fucking pro-choice. What are you on about, mate? You're a Bible basher. You were fucking
Me?
preaching the good. No, I'm talking about just some random cunt in the.
Thought you were bringing up my past there or something.
Hypothetical situation. Yo, dickhead, remember you were down protesting outside the abortion clinic in Belfast 2 years ago? Now you're like, here, I've a fucking real strong coat hanger in the back. Oh, that's wild. What do you do? Like, mate,
it annoys me though because things like that pop into my head all the time.
We could get close to that situation, like.
And you're like, what would you do in this situation? You're like, why are you even thinking that? It's like, because that's what would happen. Yeah,
it's a mind.
As I've always said, I like to be prepared for every eventuality. I'm not paranoid. I'm just fucking Bear Grylls in future life.
It's good. It's good fucking food for thought.
It's good food for thought. I wonder if I ever get the survival bunker, will I have to have a fucking abortion?
Well, I know for a fact I'll not like.
Oh well, no. Well,
unlucky
bitches. I thought now was the best time to tell you, mate.
I know that's the way.
I'm a groom with a womb.
Well, mate, it's 2023. What do you do? What like?
Oh fuck!
Mate, see
well, first you go to your doctor and say I want to have my dick chopped.
See with an old fuck. The only thing, see with a nuclear explosion, don't have to wait 10 years, like.
Let's be honest, we would all be fucking mutants, and you don't want to be.
No, you'd be good
mutants.
in 6 months. You look at fucking Japan was sweet, bar outside the fucking like a couple of 100-mile radius. You know what I mean? The rest of it was good, all good to go.
Oh, hunky dory.
Do you ever see the photos and the videos of the cunts?
The Fukushima.
Fukushima near there. Fuck me.
It's whenever you're seeing people going and doing tours and have the radioactive thing, and they're like, yeah, so you shouldn't really go any higher than like whatever it is, 50 something or other, and the tour guide has this wee thing, and it's like 80, 90, 100, 110. He's like, we shouldn't be here. It's like, no, it's safe, don't worry about it. And it's like, keeps going up, and it's like 200. Like, can we turn this fucking bus around, please?
See when the Russians invaded Ukraine, they went through Chernobyl. They took control of there, and they started digging trenches.
It's been a while since you told us about the war.
Mate, they started digging trenches, and a full unit fucking died.
Because it's obviously still in the soil.
It's in the soil. It's alright if you're on top of the soil. Once you start digging fucking
but it's still down there. You're just releasing that back
that's
in.
it. 5-foot trenches. They start digging, and fucking a whole unit or whatever it was, a regiment, ended up fucked. Crazy, like. I've seen loads of videos of people down about Chernobyl, the old YouTubers and all. It's good to go now to a certain extent.
I would like to go to Chernobyl.
Just to have a nosy.
No,
do a live set.
It's not like you're going down to fucking watch the rats and have a nosy. Like that, even that, the people will probably be weird. The fact that in our country, when everybody rats, you go down to have a watch and see what's happening. It's not like, oh fuck.
You're not down to rat
down there.
You go around and see what's going on.
I'm just going to take a dog out for a walk here and see what's happening.
It's madness.
But like I can't remember what the
see in this. I think it was your mom, Ben Fogel or something, ITV guy. He went to Chernobyl, right? And they were going through like all the apartment blocks and all. And there's literally people's diaries from that day.
Still just
everything's still sitting there. Like
that's what I think would be mad about it. It would be the dead silence and just. It's like life stop. Obviously, life did stop, but like it's a timestamp of on this
that's
day.
What it was like.
Nothing has changed since. Like, see the animals and all that they see in Chernobyl now. It's like they're bigger than what normal breeds would be.
Radioactive wolves and all.
Yeah, but they're all living in complete harmony because life always finds a way, and that's it. And whether because people would think, fuck, well, wolves and all are never going to survive radioactive
Aye.
waste material. It's like, well, they're actually thriving now. Fucking
Yep.
deer and birds and all sorts.
Rats,
Although there's certain
especially rats.
over the dead zone still doesn't have birds. That's what they say is the weird thing. Everywhere else, like outside the fucking main radius area, will have birds now, but the birds still will not fly over the
That's
main.
insane that they know that, isn't it?
But there's a lot, like, birds are clever as fuck.
Mate, did you see anything about dragons? Your mom explained about dragons. So, like, see, every ancient culture has
Right,
like,
sorry,
pictures
I
of dragons,
I get
right?
where you're going with this now. I thought you thought dragons
Did you see
were
it,
real.
did you?
No,
So
but
what
I
he's
thought you
saying-
thought dragons were real for a
This
second.
is what I'm saying.
The origin of a dragon.
No, so what they're saying is, right, he's saying every ancient culture has some sort of depiction of a fire-breathing bird.
Yeah.
Birds have thin bones that don't fossilize.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, all these things.
Yes, okay, I get
so
what you mean.
what he's saying is, why does one in Australia, why does it in America, why is it here or there? They're drawing this fire-breathing thing, and why they're all sort of similar. They're a wee bit different, but they all look similar. He's saying, but what it is like, see what they, like, what do you call them, pterodactyls and all?
Yeah.
Their bones are so thin. Same with a pigeon or whatever. It's still the same shit. Chicken. Their bones don't fossilize in the ground. So maybe King George fucking killed some fire breathing thing and.
Aye, but a dragon seems to be some sort of lizard flying creature, which is
Well,
there's fossilized records of many giant lizards, mate,
but
called
flying,
dinosaurs.
Not flying.
Oh right, so you're saying the wings haven't fossilized, but right, okay, but then. Okay. Yeah.
I obviously I don't know the argument. This was a TikTok video I seen and I went,
right, we're getting to
no,
the
man.
Google it. I do find it amazing that I get you, but I also think the same thing with religion and stuff, like how back when there was no sort of form of connectivity and there was no people sailing the oceans and all this here, how like a tribe in the middle of South America can have the same origin story as a tribe in fucking like the middle of India or in China or in Australia or in Britain.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this person, they have some sort of variance of the name, but the same general idea. This person called something came down from the stars and give our ancestors ideas how to do stuff, and they came from this region, and we believe all this here, and we do like all their cave paintings and all their serpent gods and all this shit. Like all their god ideas have formulated, but no one had any contact with each other. And you're like, that's fucking mad.
It's weird as fuck.
See, even more recently, there was one that was either the flag. It must have been the flags. There's no way it could have been the national anthem. There was 2 countries in the world that had the exact same national flag, but because there were 2 very small countries, no one really paid them any attention, and it was only when they both qualified for the Olympics and they rocked out waving the same flag that people were like, oh fuck,
right?
Hold on a minute. It's like that Spider-Man meme where they're all pointing at each other dressed like Spider-Man. It's like, hey, are you from my country? Am I from your country? What the fuck is this?
Fucking brilliant.
But
that's strange. I would say it would be a flag. Like.
But how can so many people have so many different similar stories around the world, but yet have never had any contact with each other?
Because the aliens came down and planted. She was the same. I see after the dropped nukes on Japan.
Yeah,
that's whenever all the sightings of UFOs started to come back or started to become prevalent. That's when Roswell
was. I am a believer
was.
in UFOs. I do believe that there's definitely, it is scientifically impossible for us to be the only living fucking intelligent species in the billions of galaxies and stars that are knocking about out there. However, I don't feel that as much as the conspiracy people have jumped on board, that they have helped shape us as much as I used to be into that. But the more I go on, I'm like, well, there's a lot of shit we still don't fucking know about ourselves.
Yeah.
We're too quick to want to move technology forward and learn about space and fuck off to another planet. It's like, you're not willing to look into what we do here. Like, people still don't know what the fuck goes on in the ocean. There could still be all sorts of monstrosities down there.
Aye, that's the main one.
The fact that, again,
did you ever
that
see them giant squid?
Aye.
Fucking...
Mate, octopus are one of my favourite creatures.
Aye. Mate, I seen one of them pulling out like the lobster pots. And the fucking lobster pots are like this, maybe half a length of this table. Like,
Yeah.
this fucking thing was wrapped around it like 3 times. You want to see the size of the octopus?
Yeah,
and then once it came out, they just sort of like slid in.
Yeah, I was like,
Huge,
okay.
mate.
They're mad creatures, but again,
Did you see the one
like they're
killing the sharks?
intelligent as fuck.
It was killing. So they kept putting these hammerhead sharks into an aquarium.
Oh wow, yes,
and
I
they
did
kept
see that
fucking
there.
dying and fucking.
Octopus. Was
So they put
getting them.
cameras up. The octopus was going up and putting its tentacles in the
pretty much,
gills,
like drowning
drowned.
it. Yeah. But
Insane.
like things like that. So, I think that's another thing that we're ignorant to. Because we are the top of our food chain here on this planet, that this is what we are going to look for when we go out there. Something resembling what we look like, standing upright on 2 legs, fucking whatever.
Yeah.
But you look how clever octopus are. Like, I watched a guy do a video where he put a bit of food inside, like, you know, a wee Kinder egg thing? Like the wee thing that the sweets
Inside it,
come in,
yeah.
and he fucked it into the tank and didn't give the octopus anything to do. And the octopus had a wee fiddle about and broke the thing open. You're like, how did you figure that out? Why could that
Some kids don't even figure that out till they're like 3.
But why could that level of intelligence not be the prime ruler of another civilization in
Because
a
it
different galaxy?
can't manipulate its environment.
Of course it can't. That's it has 8 fucking legs that
I know,
have
but
mini
it-
suckers and everything.
but
They
it
pretty
can't
much
manipulate the sea the way we
Yeah.
can manipulate our environment.
But what I'm saying is, where they would be the top dogs of their planet, the way we are on our planet,
involved for longer.
Their planet would be different from ours. It would be a watery
Just
planet.
a water planet.
Yeah.
And
And
it comes up and looks at the
But they would
land
then
and go,
have
look at them
shit
stupid cows.
underwater that
Yeah.
they are able to manipulate very
Yeah,
well
I feel you
into
there, yeah.
homesteads and
Oh, it not necessarily mean. Mate, some fucking planets, the animals could fucking breathe carbon monoxide
Yeah.
like trees and blow out. You know what I mean? They could drink fire.
Yeah.
They could drink lava. That could be their fucking. You know what I mean?
That's what I mean.
Who
we
knows
have
how
a
they
very
evolved?
limited idea of what it is
We're
based
just-
on what science we have
we know.
primed to our ability. But
Yeah.
I think you need to have it an open mind to think, well, as you say, as stupid as it is, well, why couldn't an animal drink fire?
I know.
Like, it rains diamonds on some planets, and you're like,
Yeah, who knows? Mate?
could you imagine getting outside and be like, oh, what happened? Oh, Sergi got fucking ripped to bits because he was outside and it started raining diamonds.
Diamonds would be
What
worthless.
type of fucking umbrella would you have to have for a diamond rain shower? Like, my waterproofs aren't going to do fuck all to that.
That's you screwed. But nah, no, I agree with you there. Like, I'm sure there is some monsters in oceans in some of them planets that maybe they're not as intelligent as us. Who
But
knows?
that was the point. I'm sorry, I was trying to get to. Fuck looking for all that shit. If it's there, sweet.
That'd be good to know, though.
The flooding and all from the Ice Age, like, people are like, oh, well, there's no evidence of all these old civilizations. It's like, well, that's because a lot of the fucking like, you think, whenever civilizations set up, they set up beside lakes and rivers, a water source and a food source where animals are going to go and graze
Yeah.
and fucking eat. If all the ice melts and the fucking world floods, all them people are now underwater, and we don't have technology that can stay down for long enough to carry out any sort of decent
The
archaeological
pressure's too much.
excavation to that
I
level.
remember my granddad said this to me. Oh, I know, but they can't go down because of the pressure. And I remember as a
Yeah.
kid going, "What the fuck do they mean pressure?" But then obviously, you know what I mean. The older you get, the more you realize like that's fucking thousands of tons of water on top of
If
you.
you were
aye.
holding a bucket of water, how heavy that
Aye,
shit is. It's like
just
you're,
on top of you, fucking thousands and thousands
Yeah.
of like 100 miles of it on top of you.
But you don't think of it like that there because it's like you're fluidly moving through.
Yeah, or if you're
water.
in a pool and you're it doesn't feel like it's on top of you. You know what I mean? But I mean, it makes sense. Like crush.
I'd rather you get down.
Aye. To see it with the things with the cows, that cow where wheels were just cow things. See if you take an X-ray of a blue whale or a humpback whale, they've got back legs in their thing.
The back fins.
So the back fins, like the hip bones are still there. Where they started on land.
Yeah, and they've
moved in, and
went
they're
backwards.
very intelligent. You know what I mean?
But it is again. It's just you have to be able to open your mind to think. Like,
The
see-
world's
see-
class,
see
mate, isn't
people
it?
who-
It's amazing. Like,
Oh, aye.
it's fucking brilliant.
Well, in general, the world's class people maybe not so much.
Aye.
But
people are cunts.
Yeah.
The world's great.
But it is not. That's why I want to educate myself.
But that's it. Seeing with us, we're lucky enough. We've got to travel a good bit and meet new types of people.
Mm-hmm.
like I still have friends that live here and maybe to go to Spain once a year on holiday, but they're only around British and Irish tourists.
Yeah.
They're over there, you know what I mean? Okay. But they have a very limited view on the world. And like see the many different people that we have met just through music, the many different cultures and the many, it definitely opens you up. Like I'm a lot more open-minded about things now than I would have been as a teenager growing up in the Shangle, for fuck's sake.
Well,
you know what I mean?
that's it. I always like to give people their dues. If you want to be a believer in something, I'm not going to piss in your cornflakes. However, if you're being really ignorant to an idea, or like you're saying no, that's impossible. It's like, no, but it's really not impossible if you actually took 2 seconds to get off your fucking high horse and think about this. You would understand that, yes, although you might believe what you believe, the possibility of something else is possible. You shouldn't be bagging on it completely. It's like, just have 2 seconds to fucking look at a different avenue instead of just shitting on it. That's when I'll get into an argument with you. There was some guy I work with, I think I might have told it in the show, was a fucking die-hard Christian, and I had no problem with that because I was raised in the Christian faith for fucking 13 odd years.
Yeah.
But he was slapping at a fucking
priest.
2 girls who were going out in our training class because they were lesbians. And it's like, oh, that's against God and all this here. Like, he married somebody that he met after like 5 weeks in his church group because in the eyes of God, that's what you have to do, you know. So I just had a few drinks and thought, do you know what? Do you know what actually started it? Nicole had arrived after work to meet my work friends for the first time, and she came down and was having a good old drink with him, and he cornered her and was fucking bashing on about how living with somebody not married to them and all this here is like against the church and all this here shit. I was like, do you know what? So I got embroiled in a 2.5 hour debate with this guy on whether God was actually real or not. And I used biblical quotes to prove how God was a hypocrite on his own writings and all this here, and how that the Bible is a massive contradiction of itself, and that any deity that behaves the way that God behaves, if he was a faring person on this planet, he would probably be tried for some sort of war crime. And after 2.5 hours, he actually shook my hand and goes, that was the best debate I've ever had about religion. It's like, because I fucking know my shit, mate, that's why. But it annoyed me. I was like, why
sure did, mate.
off your high fucking horse?
That's it, mate. You have to have arguments with people, but yeah, I mean...
But it wasn't rude about it. I didn't shit on his
This
beliefs.
is the thing with growing up here. See if you ask too many questions, and it's took me a long time to get out of this. So growing up on the Shangle and in a working class area, see if someone comes in and like asks you... like, see people who are educated that I've met, right?
Yeah.
They're always asking, but they're not being cheeky about it. It's just they want to understand.
Yeah.
Whereas if you start doing that here, we're like,
people get very defensive about it.
You get your back up, and it took me a long time to get out of that. Like I would get after 2 or 3 questions of like, why do you go to the 12th day, or why do you do this, or why do that? You're like, hold on, shut the fuck up.
You feel like someone's poking a bit too much,
yes,
and you're like,
that's
stop
it. But people who grow up in, let's say, privileged backgrounds, that's how they're brought up, really.
Yeah.
Where in the working class areas, you're more brought up to keep yourself to yourself, kind of thing. Only let people know what they need to know. They need to know.
Yeah.
And like it's took me a long time to get out of that. Whereas I can literally sit and talk to people, and me and you have disagreements all the time.
Yeah.
Never take it personal.
Yeah.
It's not personal. Like we'll just move on.
Well, don't fight at the end of the day. You have your views. I have my views.
That's it. And if you can tell me something, and I'll go, didn't know that. I'll change my view, and you're the same, vice versa.
Yeah.
Whereas a lot of most people in the working class areas will not accept that. They will fight. They will even lie to make their point, right?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And that's what I
don't think you can say that all working class people
no,
do that. That's a bit of a broad brush to be fucking
but that is the way. That is the way
yes,
it is.
I get.
If you go into any house party on this road on a Saturday,
working class people, and I've offended people who are having abortions this week. Well done, man.
If you go into any house party this weekend and start asking a couple of questions, people will get their backs up. Like.
Yeah, but again, we have a bit of a dark history revolving religion around here.
I'm not even on about religion.
But,
I'm on about
just in
anything in general. Do you know what I mean? See having a disagreement turns into a fight. It doesn't turn into see if you can 100% prove someone wrong, they're after you now.
Although
It's not going to be
in
like
saying that if I'm in the middle of a fucking heated discussion with somebody and I realize in the middle of this that I'm wrong and they are right, I'm gonna be a dick. I will double down on my wrongness
No, I
to
know,
argue that I am right because I'm like, nah,
I
I'm
would've-
saving face. I'm too far down this fucking rabbit hole, and
'Cause
you've
that's how
hit
you
me
were
with
brought
a
out,
fucking
yeah.
a brilliant way
That's how
to
you
get
were
out of
brought
this.
up.
But nah.
But I would have back in the day, mate. I'd have brought up all sorts of shit that didn't even mean nothing at all. But see now, mate, I'll go, oh, fuck, you're right. No,
Yeah.
like I will absolutely hold my hand up. But that's what we need to do, and that's what you need to teach your kids, and I need to teach my kids, and
Yeah,
everyone else needs
ask
to teach
the
their kids. Is
questions.
ask questions. I mean, like.
Just
See
'cause you're
even,
told
see even
something
until
doesn't mean it's right.
like the last couple of years, mate. See, whenever I never wanted to ask anyone any questions about making music because I thought it meant that I was shit.
Yeah. And now that's what you
but
find out is
it
what happens.
was the reason I was shit was because I wouldn't ask for
questions.
help.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So see now, for something bugging me, I'll go, who might know about that?
Yeah.
Such and such, boom, boom, boom. Can you help me here? Yes, easy. There's a video someone done, watch that, or blah. You know what I mean?
They'll point you in the direction of where you need to go. Yeah.
Whereas most people are too proud to admit that, and that there's no way forward for you then. Do you know what I mean?
See, I heard, we'll finish with this, right? I heard a great line.
I fucking dare you decide when we finish.
I will decide, because I need to piss me.
Should have went when I went at the start, Dick, yeah.
There was a great line in a movie that I've been watching recently with the child. So in the way you're always told, 2 wrongs don't make a right. Never really had a good answer for that until I watched this movie, right? 2 wrongs don't make a right. Unless they do, and then you've righted 2 wrongs. Holy fuck, that's incredible. Yes. Do you know what the movie is? Fucking Matilda the musical.
Oh, fuck.
Mate, I was perplexed by this. I was sat the rest of the film going like,
they were watching it in
right.
the living room.
Oh, mate, it's great.
When was it? I
Fantastic
can't
film.
remember, but it was football or something was on. I was like, right, I'm going upstairs to watch football, and they were like, I will make sure you fucking bring that fire stick down, put that on in the living room. Right, no problem. All I heard was Aisha jumping about, knowing the dance and the music and all. And I was like, fuck, that sounds like a blast. That.
I am in no way, shape, or form a fan of musicals, but I took the child to watch it because she liked Matilda and she likes dancing and singing. So I thought, right, this would be a nice wee daddy-daughter day. I've now watched it 3 times. And I fucking love it, mate.
I love the first one. Like,
see, even the first one's
me?
class. I think the Trunchbull and all in this one's better. But it's how clever the
I'm a
songs
conservative.
are.
I don't like change.
Like the songs are, if you look at it from a production standpoint, how fucking intelligent the lyrics are to get you the points and the way that they've worked stuff in. But it's quite an adult movie at the same time. Like. There's one line that she sings a song saying like, my mum and dad say that I'm a good advert for population control. And you're like, right, okay, it's meant to be a fucking kids film, sweet. But it's, mate, I cannot stress it enough. Everybody go and watch Matilda the fucking musical. It is a great show.
If you want your friends to bully you, go ahead.
Nah, you'll not be bullied, mate. Take all your friends to see it, and they'll all fucking love it as well.
Musical. I don't think I've ever watched the musical. Maybe The Greatest Showman.
Mate, The Greatest Showman's the only one I would ever have watched.
I haven't even watched all of it. Like,
and I thought it was decent, but Matilda was just funny.
See the
shit.
first Matilda, like with like,
Danny DeVito and all.
Danny DeVito and
Yeah.
all, man, or Danny.
Tony
DeVito.
Do you know, Tony DeVito. Do you know, I found out about him that during the filming of that, first of all, he directed that film, which I didn't know. He then looked after your girl that played Matilda because her mum was dying of cancer. So he became like her adopted father on set and done everything for that wee girl. And then when they found out that her mum was going to die before the movie was released, he hounded the people who were making the movie to give her mum an early release of the film so that she could see what her daughter had done. It's like, what a guy. Like, that's everybody loves Matilda from our age and their childhood, but then you see that and you're like, holy shit, that's class.
Bruce.
That was it. I see Bruce.
I
gets
still
a full
say out
fucking
there,
song and dance now.
see whenever I go in there and like the fucking them's have chocolate over their face, I go ahead, wee Brucey.
Aye, Brucey
wee
Buck
Brucey. I still say that. Fuck's sake. And that's from that film. What a great show.
Yes, just like this.
What a great show. I know everyone, please watch us on YouTube.
I sure thought you were meant to do that at the start
I
this
know,
week.
I fucking forgot. We'll edit it. Put this at the start. No, watch us on YouTube, please. Fucking dropped off or madly, like. And if you leave a comment on YouTube on this video, someone will get a free flag. How about that?
Well, no one ever got the free CD case, like, because you never bothered finishing up in that one. So
no one entered. No one wrote. No one.
It's because no one wants your
No one
shitty
wants
CDs,
your
because it's all about
shitty
USBs and
CDs.
Spotify now, that's why.
That's it.
No one has a fucking CD player.
Hopefully by next show we'll have an announcement. I think our next step in our career will be announced next week. Just waiting on some paperwork coming over, but the boss man isn't in the country.
Yep.
And then a lot of things announced, and next Not Fazed as well.
Yep. Couple of announcements in the next few
yeah,
weeks.
Fucking loving it, loving life, Dave.
Oh, why?
Let's live our dreams, sir.
That's only took fucking 10 years.
10 years. there's a go. No, the only reason we're starting to get this now is because we never give up.
Yeah.
Thinking of many people who are much more talented than us that give up and are now fucking working shitty 9 to 5s and no hopes and dreams.
Yeah.
So don't give up, kids.
Yep.
And if you're going to give up, then you don't deserve it.
That's it.
There's my inspirational quote for the week.
And on that note, peace.